Ralph, were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another episode of the Raff and Raff Rant. I am Raff Pizarro, joined with my co-host, Rafa Rispo. Welcome, sir. How are we doing today, Rafa?
I'm good. But you forgot to refer to me by my nickname and to you by your
new nicknames. That's
yes,
right.
I am the Vicar of Vesuvius. You are.
And we got a new one. We came up with it. Pelato Partenopeo. That's me.
Eccolo. Pelato Partenopeo. You bald son of a bitch. You.
Bald SOB. That's me, guys.
I love it. I love it.
I think I feel like we need like a call sign in the chat too, because I'm like, wait, which Ralph? Maybe, how about I'll be Biz? I don't know. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, Biz or Ralph, Ralphie B.
Biz, I'll be
and
Ralph.
I'm Rafa,
Rafa and Raff. I don't know, but there's still so much. So how about I'll be Biz and you be Raff, and that's okay.
Biz, Raff,
but this is still
Raff,
a Rafa
Raff show.
Whatever. That guy, bald
Bizarro.
Biz, Bizarro.
However you want.
The Macedonian.
The Macedonian Marauder. That's what you.
Marauder. Welcome, guys. Welcome to everybody in the chat. We got Jonathan in the house from England. What's going on? Salvador de Brita, good to see you. Joseph Bianco, give him the biz. I'm glad you made it, bro. We were talking a little bit right before the show. Gaetano, welcome everybody. Welcome. We got a great show today. Kind of today we did it's like a special show. A little bit of a preview.
Yeah. Pre-game review.
Preview.
I fixed it. I sent it out on a Far From Vesuvius Instagram
that's
story,
what
and I fixed. I put a yellow P in. So
maybe I'm gonna do like the two-headed job. I'll put the X on there too, but. That's what happens when you do these things before you drink your coffee. So, you get,
that's right. Art Morelli's in here, too.
Yeah.
Arthur Morelli. What's up, man?
Luca, or Michele. I know this Michele. He hooks us up with the...
Oh, you know what? And he's not in here yet, and I'm sure he'll be in if he can be. But let's wish a happy belated to our boy Quentin. No?
Quentin, yes.
He had a birthday.
Of course. Happy birthday, Quentin, our sound boy. Happy birthday, sir. Good man.
Thanks.
Good man. Good
you
man.
Feel special, Quentin, or no?
You feel special?
Listen, why don't we let's bring him in?
We will one day. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna do something nice, all of us.
Let's bring him in. We got to bring him in.
We will.
I was talking about
post-game something.
I was talking about our guest, but him too. Let's bring him
yeah, Quentin too. All right. But yeah, without further ado, guys, here we go. Welcome, sir. Nima. Hello, I'm not even gonna do the last name. Nima
Tavallaey, Italian football podcast, the one and only.
Welcome, sir.
Hi guys. Good to be with you. No, it's good. It's I live in Sweden. It's dark most of the year.
Oh boy.
I never thought, you think every year I say, oh, this winter, this autumn is going to be the worst ever, but then you have COVID on top of that, so things can always get worse. But I survived. We survived. At least those of us who are still with us, lucky to survive. And the sun is shining, and
that's nice.
So I'm pretty, so these days are getting longer, and I'm starting to regain a little bit of hope for the future, which I did not have a couple of months ago.
Oh boy, man. Well, let's hope for things to turn around.
Yeah.
Just like it happened for Inter.
Inter's on a roll, my man.
Inter's on a roll, man.
What's Conte feeding these guys?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, it is. It's fascinating, the turnaround, because this was not. I don't think anyone, the most, unless you're really a fanatic. Let's turn the clock back to December after the Champions League group stage, where Inter were knocked out and played awfully. It looked really, really bad. It was a team that was devoid of ideas. It was a team that was sterile, looked stagnant, looked tired. There was no movement. And then Antonio Conte does what he always does when he's in this situation, when I think he's at his best. Hi, Joe. No, so basically, what he does is what he always does when he's in the situation. That's when he's at his best. When Antonio Conte is his back is against the wall, he can't go into the transfer window. This is what you have to work with, Antonio. There's no dipping into the transfer window. There's no money there. There's nothing to do. This is the squad you have to work with. Do your best. And then he's no one's like him in that situation, because then he adapts and he does the best with the situation with what he's got. And it's really interesting to see, because if you know your history, I put a thread on this on Twitter the other day. If you know your Antonio Conte history, he started playing 4-2-4. But he had to quickly change to 3-5-2 because it was defensively not tenable and solid. And ever since then, he's been trying to incorporate his teams to play 4-2-4 in attack and 3-5-2 in defense. He never really succeeded with that at Juve or at Chelsea. He at Juve, he kind of had to adapt to playing some sort of high intensity game to make up for it, overpowering his opponents. At Chelsea, he tried to do that. That didn't work, so he moved it around to a 3-4-3 to kind of match, because he wasn't going to get beaten for intensity, but he was beat for how the Chelsea were positioned on the pitch. So and the 3-4-3 was, that Chelsea side were fantastic. They won the league, and with Italy, aside from Inter, that's the closest he's ever gotten to playing that 4-2-4 in attack. With it's kind of funny, because that's probably the weakest team he's had on paper ever.
Absolutely. Yes.
What happened when he takes over at Inter? What happens is, after Christmas, is that he finds a group of players that are able to play his 4-2-4 in attack in a way that he's never really been able to incorporate before. And the key to that is Ivan Perisic and Christian Eriksen. And why I say that is because Conte knew and understood that he can't play with a high defensive line. Not when he has Skriniar, not when he has the players he has. He has to play with a lower defensive line. So he moved the defensive balance about 4 or 5 meters down. And what he did with Christian Eriksen, once he slowly got him into, first rehabilitated him as a regista, and then brought him off as a mezzala, because that's where he really should play, and with Brozovic. So what happens is that, and you can see this, and you'll see this on Sunday as well against Napoli, is that when Inter attack, when they can't, usually, even if they're countering, it goes like this. Skriniar and Bastoni, just like that, go into fullback positions. Brozovic or Eriksen drops deep with Stefan de Vrij to a back four, who plays the first pass to one of the wingers, which is now Hakimi or Perisic, who push up even further, or Lukaku, who plays off together with Lautaro. The fact that they have 4 options to play when you drop like that, it makes Inter so difficult to read, so difficult to stop. And that's what's changed, because if you look at these 11 games that he's won in a row, he beats teams in so many different ways. It's either, if it's like the Sassuolo game where he snaps, hurts you, and then closes the game down, or if it's like Torino, where Torino are the ones doing that, but he finds different ways to break you down and unlock you, or if it's like against Juve, where they just completely via diagonal football, his calcio verticale, but it's a different kind of, it's verticale, but it's also diagonal, using Bastoni to play these crazy diagonal balls. I mean, this is him at his best, and I have to be honest, I did not think he had it in him. I did not see this turnaround anywhere near.
Well, so Nima, I'm going to ask you, because Eriksen was pretty much out the door by the time Inter were eliminated from the Champions League, and then he gets that goal against Milan in the Coppa Italia, the quarterfinals, and I mean he's become a really integral part of this team now as well. Do you think this means that he's just didn't have an idea of what he had before and couldn't really figure it out, didn't really have time to figure it out before they were knocked out of the Champions League, and then when they were knocked out, he kind of was like, okay, we're down to 1 match, a week. We got a Coppa Italia, but that's a couple games. Like when people say 3 tournaments, Coppa Italia is like a couple matches, for the team
once a month, right?
of our caliber,
Yeah.
But things kind of slowed down. He took a minute to really kind of see what he had on the pitch and on his bench, and like was able to assess that and go from there. I guess what I'm getting at is, Conte seems to be the kind of manager that needs to be out of Europe to be able to succeed in the league. What are your thoughts on that? Because
I think the reason why he's failed there's no arguing that he's failed in Europe in previous years. I don't think he needs to not be in Europe to succeed in the league. Although when he doesn't have European competition to play, he dominates the leagues he's in. Yes. I mean, that's just not up for debate. Those are the facts, right? But I think for me, the way I see it is what happens is after when they go into January is he's a smart guy. He knows no one's coming, no one's leaving. This is what you have. You have to do the best with this situation. So what he does is he's also a great man management guy when he isn't sulking. He has this fantastic ability to build teams. And to do that, it's one thing to get young players on board. That's easier than getting players at Eriksen and Perisic's age who are established stars who don't necessarily need to accept this new role that he's offering, a role that neither of them are very comfortable in or have played before. But he manages not to get them just into it, but he manages to get them to completely marry the whole situation. And that's all on him. And it's like and he builds from there. He keeps building from there. And for me, Eriksen, the change came against Fiorentina in the Coppa Italia when he revealed that, I've been working on this. No one knows about it. I am ready to reveal it now, but I've been trying to remake him into a regista. Now, obviously, that wasn't really true. That was more to kind of get him to become comfortable playing deeper. And since then, him and Brozovic, they interchange a lot in position. And again, Inter now have three midfielders who are capable of everything. They outrun their opponents. They're physically very strong. The three of them can shoot. The three of them have creativity, and that makes it into really difficult. Whereas before, they would be so much easier to read because all you had to do was mark Brozovic out of the game. Right. But now you can't do that because if you do that, you give Barella and Eriksen space, and if you do that, then he just he'll just drop deep. But then you leave spaces behind. I mean, he's really made Inter really difficult, and it's quite clear that now he has the right group of players to play his brand of football that he wants to play in Europe, and he's going to build on that for next season. I think next season is going to be make or break for him. If Inter can give him a couple of players, there's not that much really needed. For me, Rodrigo de Paul is a no-brainer. Then you have a midfield that has so many different ways of unlocking your opponent, because de Paul's stats show in terms of dribbling, in terms of movement between the lines with the ball. I think he leads every single one of those stats by a mile, and he plays for Udinese. So, yeah. I mean, if you have that, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, whoever. Oh, of course, sure. And I think there's a reason why Antonio Conte is so obsessed with him, because he sees that if he can have him and Sensi and Eriksen and Barella, and Eriksen and all of these players to choose from for those three places, and the shift and movement in the shift when going from defense to attack, and he has Lukaku and he has Lautaro and he has all these players and Hakimi and Perisic and whoever, Di Marco or whoever comes in, that gives him the tools he needs to become incredibly unpredictable. And that's where Inter is. That's going to be the test. If they bring him in, De Paul and a proper backup to Lukaku, and I hope it's Simi. I think he'd be ideal, and someone like Di Marco. It's make or break for Antonio Conte, and he knows that. Again, this is a guy who works at his best when he's under pressure and when his back is against the wall.
I want to bring something to your attention, Nima. Far from Vesuvius, we did a poll, and it was a pretty much a Conte versus Sarri poll. And this is we piggybacked off of Italian Football TV, having an argument between, themselves and Conte not playing attractive enough football, boring football. And so we put I know. I'm with you.
The sound says it all, Nima, right?
Well, so here's the thing, Nima. We put up a poll asking fans of ours what would be better. Is it boring Scudetto or Sarri ball, beautiful nothing? And 50 people, only 50 people came in, but 72% said boring Scudetto. There's 23% of that 50 that want Sarri in to play beautiful but win nothing. And that was the exact question was, we play beautiful Sarri ball, but we don't win anything. It's a no-brainer for me. I know, Nima,
but look for me. Look, first of all, I think beauty lay in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
I think it's a completely subjective definition of what beautiful is. But then, so I'm not even going to go into that because that's subjective. It's pointless to argue it. But then you have another aspect of this, and it's also, well, look at the stats, and there is nothing to suggest that a team that until last Saturday had scored the most goals in the Serie A and were equaled with Barcelona and were scored more than Man City in league games and 2 less games. When you score that many goals, you're not boring. When you are the team that, in terms has the second most passes before scoring a goal in the league, both in terms of duration and in passes completed before a goal, that's not a team that is playing some sort of Trapattoni Frankenstein monster from the 80s where you just control the games and wait for someone to screw up and then poke in a goal. That's not how Inter play. To me, that whole debate is just absurd because it's not backed up by the facts. I mean, just look at how Inter play. Inter don't play defensive football. They can if they need to, but that's not, that's a different thing than, I mean, look at the way how they played against Juve or Milan or Lazio. I don't know of a single fan of those teams that wouldn't say that Inter won those games deservedly by dominating those games, and they did so with less possession of the ball. So who cares about ball possession? It's what you do with it and how you take on the game. And with 40% of the ball possession, Inter won deservedly and clearly against Lazio. And the same thing against Milan and Juve game that should have ended 5-0 if Lautaro was in better form. So I think you can look at the stats all you want, and also against Sassuolo, what exactly did Sassuolo create before the 84th minute? They had nowhere to go because Conte's smart. He knew Berardi isn't there, and Berardi is the one who cuts in from the middle when they play like that. Locatelli wasn't there who could dictate. Right. Give him the ball, knock yourself out, have fun with it. What are you going to do? They didn't create anything. And I mean, this is what he does when he has his confidence and when he feels that what he's doing is working, and when he's treating every single game like a cup game, he will go in and coach the I don't want to swear, but he will coach the shit out of games. All right.
They don't call it the rant for nothing,
Exactly. No, but that's what he does. I mean, nobody prepares for games like this man. When he has 7 days to prepare for a game, he's almost unbeatable because he obsesses. I mean, there's a thin line between genius and insanity, and he crosses that on quite a regular basis. He becomes obsessed, and he looks at it and he knows everything. So it's really interesting. I'm really looking forward to this game this weekend. For many reasons.
So am I. I think Ralph had a...
Yeah, I have a little questions because so Nima, you speak of preparation now. So for this game, what do you think is in Conte's head? What do you think is going to be a challenge for Inter from Napoli? Or is there one going to be? Or
Oh, there is. This is. I'm really glad you brought that up because this is so interesting from so many ways. Because Atalanta and Juve played before, and
don't we know?
Napoli can, no, irrespective of how that game goes, Napoli can by beating Inter have their destiny in their own hands. I don't think that should be underestimated. A win against Inter means Napoli have their own destiny in their own hands because even if it's a draw, even if it's whoever wins, they basically tie or go past one of those teams and are in the top 4. Now, in the past, Gattuso has never ever exposed himself against Inter. I mean, whether he was at Milan or Napoli, he's been very careful he respects Inter. He knows that he doesn't want to concede. He knows what kind of team they are, and he always shuts them down. I think that for given the pressure that he's under, given that literally his job is hanging on finishing top 4, what little chance he has of hanging on to his job, I expect to see a Gattuso that offers more in attack. And also, I mean, I watched that first goal against Sampdoria. When Napoli are clicking, they play some of the most beautiful football you will see in Europe. And I said that when he took over, when he got them clicking, when his Napoli is firing on all cylinders, they are very difficult to stop. The problem has been both under Carletto, Ancelotti, and now under Gattuso, is that they are very fragile. Napoli can go 3-0 up and they collapse to 3-3. And Gattuso was brought in to stop that. And you don't want to do that against Conte, because if you are mentally fragile against the Conte team, he will rip you apart. But having said that, so it's a really interesting intrigue here. What do Napoli do? Because on the one hand, they have to win. Because if they win, I mean, as things stand right now, Napoli have their destiny in their own hands. Right. And also Gattuso's under pressure in a way that he's not been before since taking over the Napoli job. So it's a really interesting thing. And then on the other hand, you have Antonio Conte who knows these situations, who knows how to approach these situations, who knows how to not lose. But he's going into this game to draw. I mean, it's a difficult ground for Inter. Inter haven't won there in ages in the Serie A. Mourinho didn't even win in those at that ground. No, you're right. So it's a difficult game. So I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I think a lot of it hinges on Gattuso's approach. And I think Gattuso won't be able to go into this game and chicken out. I really don't think that. And that's why I think that this is going to be quite an interesting affair.
I think it was, Raff, last time for the first Inter-Napoli game ended 1-0. So it was a tight game almost to the very end.
Yeah, it was on a penalty kick when Insigne got a red card.
Mertens got Insigne got the red card. So really, it really does come down to the nitty-gritty. Yeah. And I think the biggest difference then, too, was we didn't have Osimhen. Osimhen was injured. Mertens was leading our attack. Nima, how dangerous do you think, if dangerous is the right word, with Osimhen now on attack, how much harder will it be on Inter's defense to kind of contain him? And do you see that being a difference in maybe the result of the game, or even how Inter and Conte will approach this game as opposed to the end of December 2020?
I think this is why I expect Gattuso to go for it, because he has Osimhen. Because Osimhen's movement offers an intelligence and link up, and also, I mean, with Napoli's tridente, when they start moving about and start linking, they're really difficult to stop. So you have to stop them before they get there, and that's what I expect Antonio Conte to do. I expect him to frustrate Napoli and hurt them on the counter. That's why what I expect. Right. But so I think this is going to be, Inter have to be turned on. They have to be focused from the first minute, because Osimhen is in form. Napoli are in form. They're defensively not solid, but their attack is fantastic. I revert to the Sampdoria game. To me, that was what a display that was, attacking offensively, especially in the first half. I thought Napoli were just wow. They show glimpses of what they can do. So I think that's what Napoli are going to do. And Inter need to watch out, because it's very easy to say that you're coming in there with 11 wins in a row, a historic 11-win run ever since the ritorno of the Serie A, and you've won every single game. You beat Arrigo Sacchi's record, blah 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 blah. But you're also going in playing the team that after you is the most informed team in the Serie A, and who can score a shitload of goals if you switch on for half a second. So it's going to be a very fascinating game. I think this really hinges on Gattuso. How is he going to approach it? I think he realizes that he has to go for the win.
Well, and that's the thing is that Inter, at the end of the day, can afford to lose a match. I mean, you don't really want to lose a match at this point and then go, 8 points, in front instead of be 11 or possibly even 15.
More.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for Napoli, it's like it's pretty much a must win. The next two matches are very important. This weekend is very good, very 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 important. I think only a Juventus win would no, I'm sorry, only an Atalanta win. We would tie if we were to win. We would tie with Juventus, and then it would come down to goal differential in the league because everything else is tied. So Atalanta would have to beat Juve by 2, or we'd have to win by 2, and Atalanta beat Juve 1-0 or what have you. So but the thing is that it's so tight, and we still also have Lazio breathing down our necks as well.
Yeah,
they have a game that they have to remake with Torino. Roma, I'm not too worried about because they're in the semifinal now of the Europa League. So I don't think I think they're just going to focus on that, to be honest with you. But Nima, what do you think? Do you think that someone asked in here how many points out of the 24 do Napoli need in order to secure the top four, the top 4 spot? And Peter Lombardi says it's at least 16. I'm going to go ahead and say at least 19. I think that we need to at least. If we were to lose one and draw one in the next 9 matches, I still think we have a fair shot. But what do you think the chances are that Napoli will be the team and not Juve or Atalanta or maybe even Milan?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that.
And don't be kind to us. No.
I promise. I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass. I promise. No, look. I had Napoli top 4 before the season. Okay. I did because I think Napoli.
One of 2.
Because I did, and I'll tell you why. Because on paper, I think that they are without a doubt a top 4 team. I think it would be a failure if Napoli don't finish in the top 4 because I think the quality of the squad warrants it. But what we've seen this season is a mental fragility that Gattuso, I thought, had mastered last season, and it's quite clear that he hasn't. And I think we saw that against we've seen glimpses of that against Crotone. Even that ended really well. But this collapse thing that Napoli still do, I don't know how much he's beaten it out of him and where they are, but it's this unpredictability about Napoli that is not in a positive sense that worries me. Whereas with Atalanta, we all know how Atalanta are. Once they start firing and they start scoring for fun, they go on a run for 5-6 games where they win 5-6-0 every single one and no one can stop them. Pretty much. I mean, that's Atalanta. So for me, I think Atalanta are the ones that I'm absolutely not worried about are going to finish in the top 4. Milan, I think, given, they do so well away from home, and they're starting to look, and they've delivered, and they've delivered consistently. I think they're also going to make it. And then we're down to Juve and Napoli, and possibly even Lazio. And I just don't see how Juve could mess this up. I honestly can't even envision it in my head how you what I mean? Like I can't Serie A, like what?
It doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't compute. You know what I mean? It's just like I can't get it to add up. So I think it's going to be tight, and I think Napoli are just going to miss out.
Okay.
And I think that's why, that's the main reason I think Gattuso. I mean, obviously, Gattuso's going to leave, but I think if he had made the top 4, then I think it would have been a much harder case to make that he would leave than it is now. If that makes sense.
It does make sense.
So yeah, no, I think it's going to be tight, but I think Napoli in the end. I think Juve is I think despite of Pirlo, they're going to finish in the top 4.
Yes. Well, Nima, I appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty. The fan in me, sees Napoli making it all the way through. I think, honestly, but being realistic, though, if Napoli can come away with the next 2 matches with at least 4 points, maybe draw to Inter, beat Lazio, because let's not forget, those matches that we lost, that bad stretch in the winter, Napoli were decimated. And I don't think it's hard to argue that Napoli were decimated more than any other team. And I know COVID is a thing. I know everybody, is affected by COVID, every team on planet Earth. And but I think we were hurt a lot with the injuries more than even COVID. And we can make excuses for that all we want. But I think if Napoli were at full strength for most of this time, or at least even half the injuries that they had, I think Napoli have a shot at being closer to Inter. I'm not saying
absolutely. Look, I going into this season, I had Napoli as a dark horse to win the damn thing. So I'm with you all the way. Again, I think the quality on paper of this team is way better than we've seen. But it's been a weird season. I mean,
really has.
It's been so weird for everyone, and there was hardly any preseason to go into it, and then you had the ridiculous protocol, and they're arguing over that, and this goddamn game with Juve that got postponed 98 million times, and all the bullshit surrounding that, and it's just been weird. It's been weird for everyone, and so I'm with you on that, and that's why I think that. Look, I think that in under normal circumstances, I think that Napoli would have definitely been in the top 4, and I'm totally with you that they would have actually been closer to Inter than to where they are now, undoubtedly.
Right. Well, when you look at
that's how I rate them. That's how I rate.
Right. Well, and I
squad.
appreciate that. That's I mean, it's an obvious statement. I think a lot of people have come to like realize that late, as the season goes on. But Nima, the remaining schedule does favor Napoli a little bit when you look at Atalanta's and Juve's schedule. So that's another reason.
Let me put it to you this way: if you
right into there,
let me put it to you this way: if Napoli get to go away from these two next games, 6 points, then they're going to make it. Then they're going to be one of those top 4.
Okay. I'd be surprised if it's 6, though, Nima. I will. I'll be
4 is not enough. If it's 6,
it's in. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I think, because that means that that gives you boost. The winning like that gives you a mental boost. And if there's one thing we know about Napoli and that Piazza as a whole, it's that when things go well at Naples, they fly. It's just it goes both ways. Exactly, it is. It's a snowball that goes both ways. When things are going well, the sky's the limit. But when things go it's a bottomless pit when things go bad. And that's I think. I mean, if they go win these 2 games 6 points, then they're flying. Jesus, can you imagine a Champions League without Juve? Like, I can't. I just can't get it.
Crazy.
I think it'd be hilarious. Now, Nima, this is the family talk. Come on, let's be serious.
Well, I wouldn't exactly. I mean, it's bad for Italian football in the long run, but I wouldn't cry. I would laugh a lot.
For the sake of Italian
Give
football,
somebody else a chance,
Yeah, I know you're. Listen, I know you're part of Italian football podcast, which you're supposed to be.
I would bust Carlo's balls every day. Privately until the end of like we would 20 years from now I would still be, remember that season when Inter broke every record? And
wait a minute, how about this? Remember that season when Ronaldo missed the Champions League but Real Madrid won the Champions League in the same season without Ronaldo?
That's shade.
That could happen. Hey, listen, it could happen. So anyway, Nima, before we let you go, I have to bring this up, man. Inter have released a new kit, so have Napoli. Napoli. It's reported that Napoli will be wearing this new kit on the pitch at the Maradona this Sunday. I had thought maybe since Napoli's going to wear this new kit, Inter will wear their new kit or that tablecloth / Inter Toto kit that they have. But this is the new Inter kit, and I'll tell you,
it's the 4th kit, and I gotta say, look, I was born in the early '80s.
Yes,
and
I know where you're going, man.
This is Andre Agassi, 1989, 1990. I love this. Like, do you know what I mean? Dude, I fucking love it.
First of all, I'm a big Nike guy. I am.
Yeah.
And second, this is a dope kit. I don't know.
Yeah.
If anybody did, I understand if you disagree because maybe you're a lot younger than I am, but wow,
it's
love
so
the
cool.
belly on the side with the Inter all in. I'm not a fan of the new logo, but all in gold. It looks just fantastic.
I love it. For me, it's like I just think of like Agassi, late 80s or early 90s. I think like it's I can connect to it because I remember my child. Do you know what I mean? I think growing up in the 80s, I think everyone had a shirt like this at some point growing up.
I still have mine in the closet. Right, like it screams 80s, and I think that's what's kind of nice about it, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Little Agassi / Tour de France.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I think it's better than the picnic table one. So I
cannot stand that. You know, I cannot stand the picnic table one.
It looks like the old Inter Toto logo, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, not for nothing, but Napoli's new kit, you know, like I said, they're looking to wear that this Sunday. So I was thinking maybe
I don't even want to put this one on.
But some sources tell me that Inter Serie A didn't register that kit for Inter to wear, so they can't wear it. So they have to wear the cloth kit. But look at this.
Hurry up!
Look at this. They're supposed to wear the black kit this Sunday. Now
the black one's all right.
This is a kit that is inspired by Marcello Berlone, who's a fashion designer from Milan. And I guess Napoli are releasing this 5th and 6th kit. Maybe that might even be a keeper kit. I'm not sure, the yellow one. But it's pretty disastrous, you know. And when we put the two together, I'd take the Inter kit all day long.
Seriously.
Yeah, I like De Laurentiis' sense of, you know, wowing, but I don't. Back to the drawing board on this one, right?
See how he tippy-toed. He's tippy-toed. Who approved this? Just say it, Nima. Who the hell? Fire somebody. What is this? I've been holding it in. What is this?
What is this?
He's pretty popular. But this designer is pretty popular. Listen.
The Circus du Soleil, Napoli fans. What is this?
Italians love this designer, and this is if you were to Google him, you'll see that all his shirts have this bird design, this parrot, whatever the hell it is.
But that's the thing. Like for me, it's like
sounds like an inside job to me.
Yeah, I saw that. It made me laugh, Michaela. That made me laugh. But like seriously, when I look at that, I'm like that's too ugly for Versace even. Like that's too incoherent for Versace, and Versace is known for these insane creations that nobody. Because I'm not a big Versace fan, but this is I don't get it. Like this isn't even. I
don't get it. Me neither.
No, it's like this is no like there's no. I don't understand what the relationship with Naples. I don't like what has this got? What has the bird got? Like I just don't get it.
So it's there's no relationship with Naples. I guess the relationship is between De Laurentiis and Marcello Berlone.
What they have birds together?
How much?
But again, like I said, they're very popular. I'm trying to justify it, okay, guys. I'm not.
There is no justification, Rafa.
I need Coca.
There is none. There is none. This is a fail of 2021. Okay,
Coco beware. That's too funny.
But like I like Napoli's first kit, and the one. I mean, I like the camouflage one they had a couple of years ago. I know a lot of Napoli fans didn't, but I thought that was pretty cool.
The camouflage one was good. The yellow and blue camouflage.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool as well.
We had the one with the panther. That was acceptable. That was like
that was terrible.
I'd rather wear that than this one any day. That much.
That was nice for my kid. My kid wore that one, and he liked it.
Well, I'm just saying, if I'm gonna wear, first of all, why are you putting animals on soccer shirts? We don't need that. Number one. Number two, I will wear the panther over this one. If anybody in the chat, you let me know, panther or parrot. What would you prefer?
I'm with Cliff. Cliff's comment. I'm with Cliff.
I'm with
Cliff. Yeah,
this one,
something like that. That to me, I'm with Cliff on this one.
Right? Like anything. I feel like
I don't get it.
I feel like I'm. It's like I feel like I'm watching that movie Rio. Remember with the little parrot here? That's the first thing that came to my mind was cartoons, and I'm like, man, I don't know.
And the thing is, I really like Kappa as well. I think they're fit and like one of the most beautiful jerseys I've ever seen, or three of my all-time favorite jerseys of all Kappa. The Italian national team one from 2000, Euro 2000, Roma's Champions League jersey from 2001 to 2002. 0001 season, the one it's gorgeous. Like Kappa make good shirts, and then they do this. It's like yikes.
Yeah.
Guys, no.
It's not,
Yeah,
it's not a good look. It's not
all
a
right.
good look. No.
Done.
No.
I'm embarrassed.
No, but the kit
Ed
you should be
Hardy
wearing-
shirt from 2008. Just
I'll put it on again because I thought that was hilarious, but it
The
really
kit
does.
the kit we should be wearing is that Maradona kit, the tribute kit that came out. That's probably one of my favorite kits
beautiful.
of all time, to be honest with you. The blue and white stripe one.
Gorgeous.
There's no debating that. But guys, we're probably gonna have a kit show at some point. We can argue all the Napoli kits of the past. Nima, one of my favorite kits before I let you go is the one of my favorite Inter kits, actually. And I gotta tell you a little story. I owned an Inter kit myself once or twice. I'm a big Bobo Vietti fan. I was a big fan of his as he played. So in I think it was like 02, 03, they wore a yellow kit, Nike, and I bought that with Vietti on the back of it. I don't know what happened to it. And then I had an Inter kit that I bought in Italy when I went in 05. The 04-05 kit, gave that to my brother. I've been looking because my cousin loves to wear just any old kit, any old football calcio kit. He loves Italian everything. I've been trying to find the kit for Inter with the Scudetto, the Coppa Italia, the World Champions badge, the Champions League patch on the side, the winners patch. I can't find it anywhere, but that's one of my favorite kits. I think
I've got that one with
I'm a fan
Materazzi
of
on the back.
Domination, like these kits behind me right here. They're
beautiful.
Something.
Yeah,
the Buitoni with the Scudetto and the Coppa Italia with a double. That to
Mars
me means
one,
something. Yeah. This one, these Buitoni ones were
gorgeous
because they had won the doppietta, right? And they were only the third team in history to do it. So for me, it's like extra. It was only the third time. Also, Torino, Juve, and then this Napoli team, and then a bunch of other teams did it later on. But for me,
Nima,
these are my favorite kits.
Nima, which one was your favorite? Inter kit, you could say Napoli kit.
My favorite all
brownie
time.
Points with the viewers. Get some Napoli.
My favorite. My favorite Inter kit. Like Joe said, the one with the white cross, the white one with the red cross, the Centennial. 2007, 2008.
07, 08. That kit means a lot to me.
Gorgeous.
See if I can tell you the story. I'm gonna try to.
That kit means a lot to me because that was the match. Napoli beat Inter 1-0 at the San Paolo. It was Napoli first season back, and it was Inter's first loss of the season.
Yeah,
and it was an early Zalagietta goal. From outside the box, where caught Julio Cesar off guard. As that goal was being scored, my grandmother passed away.
Oh,
I get the call 10 minutes later, nanny passed. And I'm like, but I'll never forget being overjoyed by that goal and then just sitting there sulking the rest of the game because, and then we went, so it brings back a lot of memories, but I think she loved that I was so passionate about Napoli that I think that means something. You know what I mean? Like, so when I see that Napoli kit and that Inter kit, like, it makes me want to get them and like hang them up somewhere.
Because you got an emotional connection to it.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's
a beautiful story, Raff.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was it was surreal because I look at my I was with my girlfriend at the time and I said, do I stop watching this game and do we leave? And she goes, well, what are we gonna do? There's nothing to do. We'll go when they say to come. And so I just kept watching the game. Like,
well, you were shocked as well.
Shocked, because I thought she had a little more time. I had seen her a few days before, and said I'd see her again, and then she was gone. But I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget the kit. It always reminds me of her all the time. So thanks for
my favorite Napoli one is the one I don't think you've got it there, but it's the blue one with the Mars white. That's my childhood.
With the Mars white. No, I don't have it in white. I have the Mars black. Hold on, don't go anywhere. No. Ralph, talk to Nima.
It's from that to me is Maradona when I was a kid.
Where did Rafa go? All right.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm actually having a small technical issue here right now as I'm pulling up things. So if I get booted I might get booted from the broadcast. I'll be right back just in case.
Yeah. That's wow.
Nima,
When
this
is that from?
This is what they wore for the 88-89 Copa UEFA.
Yeah.
Win.
I mean the one before, the season before that, I think it is 87.
Okay,
Is it?
87 Plutoni.
Yeah,
then?
no. Which one was it? Which one was it? No, 88, 89, I think, when they win the Scudetto with Mars.
88. This is 88, 89. I think 89, 90 was Mars and White.
Yeah,
When
Mars,
they
that's
won
the one.
They won the Scudetto with that.
Yeah,
one,
that's the one. I think that to me is iconic.
A lot of people love this one because of the UEFA
Europe.
Cup
Yeah.
win. But yeah, I have yet to
Put it on the
in a frame.
But I just remember school from that Mars one with Maradona. Like, to me, that's like, it was a different time. It wasn't like you could get jerseys online. You know, if you had a jersey back then, you know what I mean? Like, it was whoa.
You had to order it from like the back of a magazine.
Yeah, but it was always like someone had been somewhere over holiday and they bought that in the originals.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, so it was like it was big stuff. So no, that's my favorite. But I have to say, if we're talking all time favorite, again, Kappa to Euro 2000.
Yeah, the Coppa Italia ones are just
I mean, or the Italia 90, the Euro and the World Cup, or Italia 90, the one that it's
iconic,
I mean,
iconic kits.
It's
iconic kits.
with the white and Skilacci arch. I mean, the numbers, the way it's just.
I remember the 94 one. Like, I think like there was like
that
these
was
little
so cool.
these stripes. They were, I guess stripes.
No,
but
they were like
white
little...
on white stripes, right? With the
gorgeous.
What a detail! Nice. What a detail!
No, it is. It's the Italian national team ones have always been the best. But I mean, there's so many to choose from. But yeah, that one is pretty cool. So though I think those are, and then the Parma had an away shirt that was yellow and blue when Crespo and Veron played there that I absolutely love.
Yes, the yellow and blue stripe ones.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Going,
side heart. Yeah, that's. And of course, Battistuta in Fiorentina, the Nintendo one.
With the Nintendo one. Yeah.
Nima, I got a good one for you. Jonathan asks us. He's from Europe too. So Nima, favorite Sweden kid?
The national team, 94, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah,
94 one with the Adidas, the three stripe. Yeah, that one is
94.
World Cup. Yeah, that was.
I would get them up, guys, but I was having a little technical issue. I can't get the jerseys up, but whatever. We're gonna do a nice episode and we'll shout you out on that one. Sorry about that.
No, but if you find the Champions League one from Roma, 2000, the year after they won the Scudetto.
Oh yes, my cousin had that one. My cousin had that one.
Art. It's a piece of art. I mean, it's
the red and the blue.
Yeah, with like the checkers. It's just
the red and blue, I believe. With the
it's orange. It's orange and red, and then like squares next to. That is just, and it's Kappa, and then the elegance of that is just that's probably my favorite shirt of all time.
Kappa even did a Brescia kit.
Yes,
when
which
Baggio
killed.
Which
absolutely killed.
Those early 2000, and then on the Napoli went to Kappa in 2005, 4-5 when they went back to when they were bankrupt and had to be sent to Serie C, but they went to Kappa, and even those for me were like stunning kits. 2000 to 2005, Kappa was just like magic.
No, Kappa does good stuff.
I really do like the Kappa stuff before the Ancelotti's first season for Napoli. I thought their stuff was pretty good there, and then this season they really hit a home run with that Maradona kit and the Napoli the European kit too, the Napoli with the gold accents on it too.
Love it.
For me,
love it.
Those are very, very nice.
Guys, I just got an extra large, and I got to give it to my 10-year-old nephew because it won't fit.
You can't do that.
Extra
large is like a youth extra large.
Yeah, I put it on Twitter. I was like, my buyer awareness that my adult extra large is
that's not
a kid's medium in the U.S. So I mean, do you feel like these companies should maybe make kits that are a little bit more fan friendly and maybe a little bit more relaxed?
You're killing me, Raff.
I mean,
they're catering to Europeans. Europeans are not.
If they want that American dollar, they better cater to us chubby, American West Side folks over there, man. I would have probably dropped hundreds of dollars on Napoli drip had it fit just a little bit better. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. Like, I mean,
Listen.
and forget my size. Okay, I can lose weight, I can wear things, but I still don't want to wear like a Goomba Johnny tight. I don't rock that going out. I want something loose. It gets humid in New York City, man. You know what kind of sweat I'm gonna have with this thing? I'm
tight is in now though, Ralph.
Tight is not that tight. Like tight to like I can still breathe tight. I mean, relax. How about relax? Relax.
Listen,
straight.
Luca just hit it. Luca just hit it on the head. Adult XXXL and Kappa is like an adult medium.
It is.
You
I mean,
guys
come
don't
on.
even understand this. This is an adult XXX, and I can't stand up. If I stand up, I'll embarrass myself. Just so you guys know. Maybe if it's in black, it'd be different. But
it is.
Guys,
I mean, it's like France and Italy. Fashion are known for like small sizes. It's like their larges are like. In what galaxy is that a large?
Yeah,
like,
large.
For what?
Right.
For a dog, like a small dog. I mean, what?
Well, here's the thing: is I bought a
not enough wicking. That's gonna happen for me in New York City humidity. You know what I mean? It's not gonna,
I'm dying.
You're gonna see
crying here.
I won't be able to go into some McDonald's with all that wetness going on. Like, sorry, sir, you need to cover up.
We have children. This is a family restaurant, sir.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're killing me, Raff.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm gonna have to eat some more salads.
Let's end.
Shut up,
Let's
Jonathan.
end it
Don't remind them.
It probably is that late. Is it that late, Nima? Are we?
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's plug them then, and we'll all cut out of here together, guys.
Oh Jesus!
Actually, Raff, are you gonna hang out a little bit longer, or no? We are.
I have to go, and then I'll call you.
Okay, cool. So let's all right, Nima, let's plug you. All right, I made a little banner for you right there. All right, for everybody to
appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Okay, so come if you're an Inter fan or if you're an Napoli fan, you want to learn about Inter, you know.
Yeah, and the Italian Football Podcast is where we do our stuff. We do it.
Right.
It's myself, Solano, and Carlo Garganese. We try to. It's basically, since everyone knows, it was John's idea. He contacted me and Chloe like about 2 years ago. He's like, look, we all do our things with the clubs that we support, but wouldn't it be fun to just talk about the Serie A as a whole?
Right.
And I was like, absolutely. And then Chloe wanted to do her Curva in Calcio. I think everyone should check that out. And then we did a rebrand, and we brought on Carlo on, and we decided to do this format where we have a review show on the Monday, and then we do like an interview show with someone connected to the game, whether it's a former player, current player, president, whatever. So yeah, that's what we try to do. And we had Brian Reynolds' dad, an agent, Brian Senior, this week. It was really interesting to hear how he's, how that backstory of growing up, playing for Dallas, and how he changed his position, and how they, someone from the inside sees it. It was really, really interesting. The level of detail is fascinating.
Definitely. So we definitely got to check it out.
So thanks for the love. Thanks for all the support, guys.
Of course.
Yeah, no, you guys really kill it at Italian Football Pod.
Thanks.
Thank you also for hanging in there and playing the Predictions League with us. I know I haven't updated any of the standings after the
I'm gonna get on it, guys.
I will update them.
And
I tell every guest I will, and then I never get time to do it. But I'm looking for a really nice prize for the winners. I think just the fact. Let me tell you something. I was telling this to Carlo and John today. Like, this past 14 months has been so difficult for everybody, right? Just to have this interaction with you once a week, to have that, and it's a small thing, to look forward to. You don't need to fix a prize. This just being a part of this and you putting this together has been such great. I have to. You don't understand. I have to, but I appreciate what you say.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it was just an idea. I thought it was something that was going to fizzle out quickly, but I really also am very excited. I'm excited to finish the full season. I'm excited to go into next season. And also, like you said, it really has connected me with a lot of other content creators out there that share the same, you know what I mean? Inter Worldwide from Australia. I'm gonna go on there on Sunday after the game. The Calcio guys, Six Eye Calcio, you guys,
no, it's been really lovely.
Serie A Sit Down, just a bunch of people, great people who share the same passion. I appreciate you, Nima, for coming on. I appreciate you guys.
It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. It was
Good
nice to
luck on
talk jerseys.
Sunday.
Thanks. I don't get to
You know
talk
what?
jerseys that often
maybe
anymore.
you know what? You
No,
guys inspired me. Maybe not just Napoli. Maybe we're kind of gonna do some error style because I'm a big fan of all jerseys. I don't care. I love logos. I love design.
We're
so it's
drip,
not
we're
just
drip
Napoli.
kings,
We're a big drip community here, as they say.
guys.
But Nima, you know what? I promise to send out the invite to you if you can come on maybe again in the future. And we'll talk jerseys again because that's a lot of fun.
That's always fun. That's always fun. And you always got, like you said, like Raff said about we all have like this emotional connection and the stories behind him as well. It's really interesting. So I love that. Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah. Awesome. We're gonna do it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care, Nima. Have a great night.
Take care, guys.
Ciao. Good luck. Good luck next weekend. All right.
In bocca al lupo.
All right. We'll see. All right.
Ciao. Ciao.
All right.
Thank you, Nima.
Nima Tavallaey.
Look, we switched sides, Rob.
We switched
sorry.
sides,
We switched.
That's
It's
all
all right. Thank you for everybody in the chat sticking it out,
Yeah, man.
guys. Really appreciate it.
Lots
of
Joe,
fun.
You're
It was
2
great.
seconds too late, man. That would have been good to put up right as he was Nima, thanks for coming on, but I hope Inter eats shit this weekend. So do I. So does everybody on this. On this platform.
Nima, nice guy. Inter,
and
not so much. But
all right, Rafi.
So let's get out of here, guys. Thank you to everybody in the chat again. Rafa, great show.
Yeah, great show.
Been
for
a
you.
pleasure as always.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. We'll probably be back for the post game against Inter, right? We're gonna do a little special thing.
Yeah.
You
So
and
guys,
Joe this week, right?
Don't hold us to it. But I
Yes.
think we're gonna get this going. We have planned a pre-game, halftime show and a post-match. So
yeah,
I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna stay live in studio. Cut out the live feed, obviously, but keep the studio in. I want to say maybe 10 to 15 minutes before the game, check us out here. Probably like 5 minutes or so after halftime, so Ralphie can compile his stats. We'll come on for about 5 to 7 minutes and talk about the game so far, halftime. And then at the post-match, we'll come right back in maybe about 5 or 10 minutes after post-game so Ralphie can, finalize the stats. And it'll be me, Ralph, and Joe Fischetti. From
Jonathan, you did this, Jonathan.
And Jonathan is the inspiration, man.
He was our inspiration.
Also, Jonathan, I do want to mention that we recorded, Frank Sidekick and I recorded yesterday morning, Maradona Era Chronicles, season 88-89, part 2, the Coppa Italia and Serie A campaign. Look for that. That's in editing right now. But I know he had asked for the Maradona Era Chronicles, the previous episodes, and I had sent that to him. So everybody who's listening now and watching now, go back and get that wherever you can get a Far From Vesuvius podcast. Get that and listen to the latest one, part 1, the one where we won the Coppa UEFA, and we also paid tribute to Maradona as he passed away while we released that. But that's a good segue into listening to the next one that's going to be out probably tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Sweet. Definitely check it out, guys. It's a lot of fun, loaded with information. Really gives you good. I mean, I listened to the first part 1, and you really start learning more and more. So if you're really into Napoli, you're really into the history, and especially Maradona, especially after he passed, it's great. It's great, and it teaches you a lot, and it's fun. And Frank's great.
It's very emotional.
It is. Yeah. If or maybe you have one of your parents or something, great for them as well, because it really brings them back. So highly recommended to check these out. Check out these things, guys. So be sure you do that. All right, we out. Hit like, hit subscribe. Thank you. We'll see you post game, and then next Monday for another great show, guys. Until then, Forza Napoli sempre, Rafa.
Forza Napoli sempre. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Okay, now.